Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to week 7 of distance learning, but it's our last week of our persuasive genre study. First of all, I want you guys to give yourself a pat on the back, hug your mom and dads, because you all have been doing an amazing job following the lessons that I've been providing to kind of keep up with our Lucy Calkins curriculum so that when you guys head to first grade next year and continue persuasive or opinion writing, the things will be familiar and then they're going to dive deeper. But I wanted to kind of recap before I show you what you're going to do for your last activity this week. That persuasive or opinion writing is when you see a problem, maybe in the world, maybe at school, maybe in your community or at home, and you want to fix it. So our first week's lesson was on brainstorming, and I showed you guys a quick little video and sent you guys this graphic organizer, and I asked you to brainstorm 4 problems that you see, draw, and label. Okay? Week 2's lesson was talking about finding an audience. So who are you going to be presenting your problem to? Your mom, your dad, the principal, your teacher, your brothers, everyone in the world, and to circle which one you wanted. So Miss Jensen had chosen the topic of everyone needs to wash their hands. And then I sent you guys this graphic organizer, and I wanted you guys to state who your audience was, and then draw and label 3 reasons now why you're going to persuade this audience to fix this problem. And I had chosen, I wrote, don't get sick at school, stop spreading germs, and to simply go back to school. Then week 3 lesson was bringing in some sentence stems and putting it together in a writing format now. So some of you guys chose I think, some of you guys chose to write I prefer, and then you were to write your topic, I think everyone needs to wash their hands, and then we used the word because to join one of our reasons, and then we drew a picture. And then last week, which was week 5, I didn't want you guys to start a new topic. I simply wanted to show you guys that there's different ways now that in a persuasive genre or argument, you can present yourself. And there was 5 ways that I showed you. So one of the first ways was to make a list. You know, maybe you're going to list on your paper so that when you give a speech or when you go to present it, you have everything there. Okay, so wash your hands. And I didn't recreate this, guys. I took this information from my graphic organizer from week 2. Another example was maybe to write a letter. We've talked about letters before. Mabel's written some letters in our writing workshop lessons and our phonics. Dear everyone, please wash your hands for 20 seconds or we might not get the germs from spreading. Sincerely, Shannon Jensen. And a third idea was to create a petition. A petition is basically stating your argument with your reasonings and then asking for them to sign it. Signing it is kind of their seal telling them that they promise that they're really going to work to solve this problem that you're fighting for. Okay? The 4th way was to create a sign. A lot of people might, if they're, really fighting for something, they're going to post signs all over their community, maybe all over their school, maybe in their home, maybe on billboards for the world to see. So mine said, wash your hands, stop spreading germs. And I want to give credit to Devin because he did all of my wonderful drawings. But to make it kind of fun. And then the last way, I don't know if you guys have listened to it, but I created a song, and it kind of reminded me when we were doing our poetry unit. And you could take a rhythm of a song and change the words around. And I don't remember which rhythm I picked, but it was on there about washing hands. So for this last week, what I thought we would do now is we're going to kind of do an activity where you get to choose 2 things. Now, in the Google Slides, after you watch this video, there are 3 examples I've given you. So you can choose to print that and or transfer it to your journal and use what I've given you, or you have a chance to try to be creative and you can come up with your own. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is kind of ask a question. All right, and your question is going to be asking your audience to choose between one of two things. All right, so I've decided to talk about candy. So I'm going to go over here to my journal, and I'm going to write a question at the very top, okay? So my question is going to say, actually, let's use black. Do you, and I'm going to write my snap words and sight words correctly, prefer Skittles or M&Ms? Now, if you remember in my classroom, I always had some kind of candy that I was always eating, right? All right, so do you prefer Skittles or M&Ms? So I am going to now write and then give you reasons, 3 reasons why I think you should choose what I'm about to say. So now this is what you're going to do. You're going to start off by saying I. Now we always start with a capital letter, especially when you have the word I. It's always capital. Space. Prefer. I'm just going to copy that word. Prefer. And then I'm going to put Skittles. Now I'm going to try to persuade you by giving you some good reasons why I think you should pick Skittles also. Okay, so my first reason for choosing Skittles and why I want you to choose Skittles is because they make Skittles sour. Now, if you don't like sour things, then you're totally out on this, but that's fine because more Skittles for me, right? So, in my picture, because it's hard to draw a sour Skittle, I'm going to start off with a face, my face, and I'm going to put some little lines on my forehead to show that when I eat something that's sour, my head kind of puckers up. And then my mouth kind of puckers up. And I'm going to put a speech bubble here. And I'm going to say, oh, sour, yum. Okay? Now, on my lines, I'm going to use that word because that's how I'm going to join my reason to my topic statement. So I'm going to write because they can be sour. All right, so there's one reason to convince you to choose Skittles. All right, so another reason I prefer Skittles over M&Ms is because I like fruity type flavors. I like pineapple, mango, tropical, fruit punch, strawberry, lime, lemon, grape. And Skittles have really branched out, and they come in all kinds of wonderful, amazing flavors. So for my picture, I'm going to draw a bunch of fruits, okay? So maybe a banana, maybe some grapes, maybe a pineapple, maybe a watermelon, maybe a strawberry, maybe an orange, which does kind of have some dots. All right, so that can tell you now that my second reason is because they come in fruity flavors. So once again, I'm going to go back and use the word because, so I can copy it. Because they come in fruity. Stretching out words, guys. I still do it. Fruity flavors. Full. Hey, that's talking about those blends we've been working on the last couple of weeks. Full A vers. And then a period. And I'm not going to do my third one right now, but I do want you to do 3 because I want to go ahead and give you time now to write. Now, boys and girls, in Writer's Workshop, when we were at school all year long, you guys are writing for 20 minutes. I know it's very different in distance learning. Everybody's schedules are different, but I want you to, after you listen to this lesson, get out your journal, or if your parents are going to print out something, whatever route you choose, I really want you to sit down and I want you to write independently without your mom and dad there because you do this at school. And then I want you to make sure that the writing is nice, make sure you put spaces, it's legible, make sure that you could read it and that your parents could read it, because if y'all can, then when you snap a picture and load it to the Google Classroom, then Mrs. Jensen can read it and I can check your work. All right, you guys. Well, I can't wait to see what you guys have for me this week, and have a good week. Bye-bye.